Hey guys, Lady Ethne here, and to my 3 DeviantArt watchers, 2 Reddit followers, and 1 HoYoLab follower, you probably already know this, but during the month of February, I participated in Shipbruary, and I totally stole this idea from Emarichu. And to be fair, she was the person who inspired me to do Inktober in the first place, so yeah, we're just gonna steal more ideas from her. But anyway, Shipbruary is where for every day of February, I draw a different fictional couple or ship, which is why it's called Shipbruary. I decided to actually do Shipbruary this year because it's a leap year, and it's the 29th, which means I get an extra day to draw an extra couple. And with another sketchbook challenge comes another sketchbook tour. So, let's get started. 1 second. Okay, so before we begin, you did hear me right. I did post almost all of my drawings to other social media sites like Reddit, DeviantArt, and HoYoLab, and I post a lot of my art on those sites, so if you have any of those accounts, you can go follow me there. And it's been almost 3 years since I've posted an art challenge to other social media sites besides my big drawing on YouTube. So yeah. And also in my Inktober video of 2023, I also have almost an identical setup where my sketchbook's on my bed, my laptop, microphone, and camera are on my bed, but I am standing up, hovering over everything. So if you see weird shadows like this, once again, those are just my hands. So if you couldn't tell already, the coloring I did for each piece is a bit different than what I did for Inktober, where it was mostly black and white. There's actual color this time, and that's because I have brush pens. And also, somebody mentioned in my comment section that they'd like for my drawings to be colored in, and while I couldn't do that for every single day because I'm not crazy, I did outline everything in brush pen, similar to how I did my Undertale doodles from last month, which I'll show on the screen now. And also, if you couldn't tell, got a dragon. I don't know why, but ever since I got this dragon, I'm just feeling the need to shove her in like all my live action videos from now on. Her name is Gaster, and the reason she's named that is because I was rereading hand plates when I got her. So yeah, here's Gaster. She'll just be on my arm throughout the entire video. And also, if you couldn't tell, this video is just going to be completely unscripted. I'm just going to ramble about each drawing and what I like about each ship and just how I did each drawing. And it's just gonna be whatever, and I'm just gonna edit it all later. And also, spoiler warning for all the stuff that is popping up on the screen right now, because unlike last year or even the year before with Inktober, where it was just revolved around one fandom, we are dealing with multiple fandoms and multiple different ships from those fandoms. And a lot of the stuff is going to be non-canon. There will be some canon ships, but most of it will be non-canon because it's fandom and I can ship whatever the heck I want. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so for day 1, I did Bandit and Chili from Bluey. Now, even though I haven't made any videos about it or really post about it, I adore Bluey. It is just a show me and my family can enjoy, and it is basically one of the best forms of show not tell I have ever seen in media. And so I decided to draw at least one Bluey thing, and because I don't really have any attachment to any ship that's not canon, I just decided to draw Bandit and Chili. I decided to draw them a little bit younger, as if they were going to like a high school dance for prom or something, which is why Chili's got a big old bow, and they're in nice clothing, and they feel awkward holding hands, even though you can tell from the show that's not the case, because they're married and have 2 kids. But anyway, they are an adorable couple, and they're amazing parents and really supportive of each other. So if you couldn't tell what I mean by didn't fully color in, but just outline them, that is what I'm doing here. Here I just chose 2 different colors of brush pen and just outlined them instead of fully coloring the drawing in, because I'm not crazy and I cannot do that for every single day. But anyway, yeah, that is Bandit and Chili. Okay. For day 2, we got our first non-canon ship because it doesn't make much sense, but Frisk and Clover from Undertale / Undertale Yellow. Now, I got a lot to say about these two dorks. For those of you who don't know, I am an avid fanfic reader, and Cutie Icy Pop, you are the entire reason I shipped these two together, so I'm 100% blaming this on you. But yeah, I'm obsessed with these two. I just think they'd be a very cute, like, first crushy type couple, and like, Frisk flirts with literally everyone, so I could just imagine them just flirting with Clover like all the time and Clover actually falling for it. And as you can see here, I drew them in the classic love interest falls asleep on the other's shoulder, which is like one of my favorite and overdone tropes. And Emarichu actually did one with Adrian and Ladybug, if I remember correctly, in her Shipbruary video. But yeah, and this is random, but I just noticed I drew Clover in my regular cartoony / anime style, which is kind of funny to me because with Toby Fox characters or Toby Fox related characters, I normally go for a style similar to theirs just because it's very simple, but no, I decided to give Clover the big old anime styled eyes. And so, yeah. Also, funny thing is, I discovered that their ship name is Red Justice, which is just adorable. So, yeah. There is Frisk and Clover.
Hi guys, Ethne forgot to recall due to Baldo, so I am taking over. Ethne no uta to be Gauro is dead. Teuship kana to kana no gari having. However, she is a firm believer in the Atelier wa yute de dokiryu. At the end of the undead pass viewed rad head canon. Asobi revive Atelier hara and Kasuda at the time. I am old.
I'm not doing that to the ship itself, just, we were robbed, okay? We were just robbed. But for day 3, I did Asha and Starboy, and I'm gonna be honest, Asha's hair was just kind of a mess to draw. I'm not used to drawing in the like long braided hair side part look that she has, so it was a bit of a challenge for me to figure out how to do that, but I think it turned out okay. And I know I've been like rambling about her hair, but like, for those of you who have seen Wish, this may not make any sense, but in the art book, there was concept art for the wishing star to be a star boy, and he was allegedly going to be Asha's love interest. And the Wish fandom just has kind of run wild with it, trying to fix Wish, which is a mess of a movie, and trying to make it better with both this and the evil king and queen dynamic that they were originally going to go with. Of course, I had to draw it because I think it would have been adorable, but we will never know because we were robbed. And also, I'm now realizing Starboy kind of looks like Kakami Nealon. I drew them in a scene inspired by Orbital Moonrat, who made a lovely animatic. Starboy takes her by the hand and just like flies her above the houses of Rosas, bleh. And it's just really cute, and I will leave a link to that in the description because it was adorable and inspired me to make this. So yeah, Asha and Starboy from what would have been Disney's Wish, but we were robbed. Okay. So, of course, I did Link and Zelda from Spirit Tracks, because I think at this point it's safe to say I am the internet's resident Spirit Tracks fangirl, especially for Z-Link, so I will just take that title since nobody else has claimed it. I am the internet's resident Spirit Tracks fangirl. I decided to draw my personal design for Princess Zelda, which is basically a combination of her armor and her dress. I did base it off of another artist's design, but I cannot remember their name, but I will leave a link to their stuff in the description. But I decided to draw her in my design, and she would wear this after the events of Spirit Tracks. And as you can tell by the side page, my little sister requested something. She asked me to draw them eating ice cream. She was very specific. She was like, make Link eat chocolate and banana ice cream and make Zelda eat strawberry and vanilla ice cream. So yeah, there's the dorks from Spirit Tracks. for February 5th, I drew Lumine and Bendy. And I talked about this on my DeviantArt, but I learned I love drawing wings just because they're so pretty and flowy and like they make a character pop out. But I hate drawing from the side, and even now looking back, like, Bendy's like nose is not looking too hot. And the hands kind of look messy, and they especially did when I was sketching it out. Now it looks slightly better, but just not as much. And Lumine's kind of looks like a Cyclops, not gonna lie, just because of how freaking big her eye is. Like, I can do bodies okay from the side. I cannot do faces from the side. They just do not look good. But I like the idea of what I had with like them flying and holding hands. I just don't like the execution. It just does not look good. About the ship itself, I've always shipped Lumine and Bendy together just because there's a bunch of small hints that Bendy has a crush on the Traveler. But to be fair, there's a bunch of hints that everyone has a crush on the Traveler, but I just think they're cute together, and that may just be because I have a massive crush on Bendy, but I just think they'd be cute. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Because they did joke about this, I am not here to start any
violent shipping wars that we'll be completely powerless to do anything about!
I just think these two would be cute together. Like, he's an AI, right? So, like, he would not really have any prior knowledge of what love or romantic feelings are. So, like, when he starts crushing over Komi, he's like, what is this? Like, he has, like, no clue of what it could actually be. And I kind of have this small headcanon that Komi is actually really good when it comes to flirting and basically rizzing people up. I'm never saying that again. But she's really good when it comes to romance, but, like, nervous and panicky when it comes to anything else. So I decided to draw a little situation where they start dancing together, and I decided to give Komi a cute little outfit, and gotta be honest, the little rose headband is 100% based off of the assassin from Spy X Family. I can't remember what her name is, but it's based off of that. So yeah, it's Pomni and Kane from the Amazing Digital Circus, and this is not, there is going to be more Amazing Digital Circus in this sketchbook tour. Okay, I did not like this, so I just covered up with stickers, and so we are going on to the next one. Okay, so for day 7, I did Haku and Chihiro from Spirited Away. So I, unlike everyone else, only recently watched Spirited Away at the end of 2023 because I had to for my Japanese class, and it was freaking beautiful. Like, it is easily one of the best animated movies I've ever seen. Probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. And I really need to go and check out the other Ghibli movies. But these two were just adorable together, and I like how it started off of Haku taking care of Chihiro, but then the roles get reversed at the end, and I just thought it was adorable. And so I decided to draw them in the classic guy picks up girl and just holds her. And that was actually one of the earliest poses I did with romantic couples when I first started out drawing them. So yeah, it was fun to try and do that again, and when I posted this on the Ghibli subreddit, somebody said that they looked like Frisk and Kara, and given that I already drew Frisk, I'm gonna flip back. Given that I already drew Frisk for this challenge, I just thought that was kind of funny. Where'd they go? They disappeared. Oh no. Why'd I do this? This was dumb. Given I already drew Frisk, I can kind of see it. But to be fair, Haku and Chihiro already kind of look like Frisk and Kara. But anyway, that's those two from Spirited Away. Aww. For day 8, I drew Tom Nook and Sable from Animal Crossing. Now, for those of you who don't know, they actually have a kind of intense, dramatic history together, where when Tom Nook left for the big city, he went from this bubbly, happy childhood friend of Sable to just kind of being how he is today, just more businessy and just sad. But even when he was going through being poor and stuck in a giant big city, he still spent the time to go and send Sable a pair of scissors, and she loves sewing, so that was really just sweet of him, and I just think they are adorable together. And I know it's never going to become canon, but out of all the Animal Crossing ships, this one is definitely the most underrated, and I think needs more appreciation. Okay. For day 9, I decided to draw Tom Boris and Allison from Bendy and the Ink Machine. And Bendy and the Dark Revival, I just put Bendy franchise. But anyway, these two are the least problematic Bendy ship because, let's be real here, there is like almost no romance in Bendy and the Ink Machine. But I wanted to at least draw one thing from that franchise, and so I chose the least problematic Bendy ship because, spoiler alert for Creations Come to Life, but they are actually married. So yeah, that was day 9. I really don't have a lot to say about them. Oh, okay, this one needs an explanation for a multitude of reasons. Okay, so for day 10, I drew Papyrus and Martlet, and if anybody knows their ship name, please let me know, because there is quite a few ways you could do their ship name, but this is actually based off of a true story, what I drew them doing. Now, it is the classic love interest falls asleep on the other shoulder, but, funny thing is, that happened to me, and specifically to me and my boyfriend. So, me and him were at this romantic symphony where they were playing a bunch of romantic themes from movies, and I'm gonna be honest, whenever I go to a symphony, or just like a choir concert, or just a regular concert that's not like for a pop star or idol, I kind of just zone out. Like, especially for sitting down and the performers just showing off their vocals and not like anything visually. I just kind of zone out and just think about everything else and not pay attention. And I think I have ADHD, but anyway. So whenever I go to these things, I normally bring a sketchbook. So I'm still listening to the music and can probably remember most of it, but I still have something to do, which is what I drew Papyrus doing. However, when I went to the romantic symphony with my boyfriend, I was sitting on the right side, he was sitting on my left, and I was just drawing. I was drawing these two actually, and he was squeezing my hand, and then I took my hand out to shake it because he was squeezing so tight, my hands were starting to hurt. And when I went to grab it again, he didn't grab back, so I thought he was dead for a second. No, he fell asleep. He fell asleep on my shoulder. I had a romantic trope happen to me IRL. But, yeah. So then I took that and decided to do it as inspiration for this ship. I think I started shipping these two when I saw that one animated short with, like, Papyrus and Martlet. I'll just show it on the screen now. Where he's like, I have a massive crush on you. I've been feeling this way for minutes now. And then they just kind of just start dating. Because they really do have a lot in common. And I just think they'd be good for each other. And I could totally see Papyrus bringing a sketchbook or a notebook to something. And Martlet probably falling asleep, even though she would try really hard not to. But yeah, that is day 10. Not a lot to say about day 11, but I drew Komi and Tadano from Komi Can't Communicate. Now, I've only watched about half of season 1, and it's not because it's bad, I just rarely ever sit down and actually watch shows anymore. I just mostly stick to YouTube or watching new movies. But these two were really sweet together, and I adored the festival episode. I think that was my favorite episode, so I decided to draw them in their kimonos. And I learned that I kind of like drawing kimonos. They're simple, but like pretty. So yeah, I drew Komi and Tadano for day 11. Okay. For day 12, we went with a Fire Emblem ship, Jacob and Corin. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have done Alm and Silica since they are my Fire Emblem OTP, and I didn't do a second Fire Emblem ship, but I still like how this one turned out, kind of, except for Jacob's face. It looks kind of squished. But I really liked the way Coherent turned out, and the reason I shipped these two together was whenever I was playing Fire Emblem Fates, I'd rather always marry Jacob or Silas, because, like, they are both really fine husbandos. Silas is just really sweet and really caring, and Jacob is kind of like a tsundere in the sense that you kind of have to crack him a bit open to see his, like, mushy side. But he's not really a jerk, and he will take care of you. So I decided to draw Jacob for the reason of he seems the most likely to, like, get over and kiss a lady's hand. So yeah, that's why I drew them together. I need to stop doing my evil laugh. It probably sounds weird. But anyway, for day 13, I drew Aragorn, and not Arwen, but my best friend. Now, the reason I decided to draw my best friend is because on Valentine's Day or something, I just straight up asked her, hey, what's your OTP, your favorite fictional couple? And she just right off the bat said, me and Aragorn. And I knew I had to draw them because, I'm going to be honest, with Lord of the Rings, I'm not really attached to any of the fanon couples or overly attached to any of the canon ones. So I didn't really know what to draw. I was thinking of doing rather Aragorn and Arwen, or perhaps Eowyn and Faramir, but I decided to go with Aragorn and my best friend because she deserves herself a man as perfect as Aragorn. And so yeah, this is for you, bestie, I love you. So for day 14, Vocaloid wedding, baby, let's go! Because February 14th was Valentine's Day, I decided to draw my OTP, Hatsune Miku and Kagamine Len. And these two have taken over my life, which they are Vocaloids, so technically they don't have like any canon to like base off of, but I think that's why they're my favorite, because I can just shape their story, shape their romance however the heck I wanted. And I knew I had to draw them getting married to just seal the deal. And I loved drawing Miku's dress. It was so much fun. And I based it off of the official Hatsune Miku wedding figurine. And for Lin, I tried to make him a bit older by adding just like a bit of a beard, kind of. But it doesn't really look like it changed too much about him. So this is way past when they're teenagers and are adults and are getting married. I probably should have done something to make Miku look older too, now that I think about it. But anyway, yeah, my OTP. Okay, for day 15, I drew Aang and Katara. I recently saw some backlash against this ship online, but I still think they're cute. And they had some really cute moments in the show. So I decided to draw a scene like that takes place like right after they kiss, where they just decided to go flying together, and I think Katara would ride Appa and Aang would just fly around. So yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about this one other than Aang was a pain in the butt to draw because I couldn't figure out how to do his glider correctly. Oh yes. For day 16, I did Puss in Boots and Kitty Soft Paws from Puss in Boots The Last Wish. I freaking love Puss in Boots The Last Wish. It is probably my favorite Dreamworks movie at this point, and I knew I had to draw them because they're definitely my favorite Dreamworks couple. And I decided to draw that one scene where Soft Paws just grabs him and they start dancing at the Three Bears cottage. And I decided to base this extremely close to the original scene. And I learned that I am not very good at drawing anthropomorphic cats, because just like Puss's face was just really hard to figure out. And while I think it looks fine, it kind of doesn't really look like him, if that makes any sense. But yeah, here's Puss and Kitty. Oh no. So for day 17, I drew Hodaka and Hina from Weathering with You. This is another movie I watched for my Japanese class, but I thought these two were cute, and I wanted to draw a kiss, but to be honest, wasn't overly attached to this couple. It's like, they're a good couple, they got good chemistry, and they're good for the movie. They just don't make me go crazy fangirl mode. And I think that's just because of how it plays out in the movie. And because I'm really bad at drawing with kisses, I guess they are just kind of the guinea pigs of my experiment. But still, really cute couple, and while this drawing does seem a bit wonk, because once again, I don't know how to draw kisses, which is why I made the umbrella block most of it, it turned out fine. Okay. Oh ho ho ho. Okay, so for day 18, I drew Effie and Haymitch from the Hunger Games. And I'm gonna be completely honest, similar to The Lord of the Rings, I'm not really overly attached to any ship from the Hunger Games, even the ones I liked, like Annie and Finnick, or Snow and Lucy Gray. And most of the romance in the Hunger Games actually makes the story worse. Unlike Lord of the Rings, where it's just not the main focus, but it's there and it's completely fine, with Hunger Games, I feel like the main romance just makes the story way worse, and it was easily my least favorite part of it. But Effie and Haymitch have some really good chemistry together, and I could just imagine them being the old argumentative bickering couple. And even when I first watched the movies, I shipped them and thought they had better chemistry than Katniss and Peeta. I'm just gonna say, they do have better chemistry than Katniss and Peeta. Okay, so Haymitch looks pretty good, if I have to say. Though, Effie, I am never going to draw her again. You cannot make me draw this many butterflies with this stupid hair. Ever again. I'm never drawing Effie ever again. Okay, for day 19, I drew Susie and Chris from Deltarune. Now, I know Noelle and Susie is kind of a thing in Deltarune. I'm saying kind of because they're not really a couple yet, but I just think Chris and Susie had the most interesting relationship in the entire game. Since Chris was the one who made Susie nice, they made her open up, and I can kind of see Susie doing the same for Chris. They just opened up to each other for the first time when they never did that for anyone else through their adventures in the Dark World. And I just think their relationship is really cute and wholesome. And even if they just stay friends, I'm completely fine with that. But they'd be really cute as a couple, just because I really like their dynamic of them both being outsiders but still supporting each other. And also, I have this really dumb headcanon that Chris loves playing with people's hair and like doing people's hair. They just hate doing their own hair, which is why I drew Chris braiding Susie's hair. So, yeah. And I have to say, after drawing anime characters and Hunger Games, that was a nightmare. God bless Toby Fox for his simple character designs. Like, they're simple, but they're appealing. And once again, I decided to go the I'm gonna do my own eyes instead of copy Toby Fox and Timmy Chang's eyes. So yeah, Chris and Susie. Okay. Ooh. So for day 20, I did Tails and Cosmo from Sonic X. Now, I'm gonna be honest, not really big anymore into the Sonic fandom, but I remember back in like 2020 when I was really into Sonic, there were a ton of ships, and I was like on board with a lot of them. Like, I remember shipping Son Amy, Silver and Blaze were cute together. I think I was really into Shadow and Rouge. I just thought they were neat. But my favorite was definitely Tails and Cosmo, and I think that's just because Tails was my favorite character. But yeah, their dynamic in Sonic X was so freaking adorable. It was probably better than everyone else's. And Cosmo was just a really sweet girl. And spoiler alert, Cosmo dies. No, my girl dies. Why did she have to die to protect everyone? And as you can see from the side, this one was also inspired by my little sister because I was running out of ideas. So I just asked, hey, what should they be doing? And she just said, draw them in a library, which is why Tails is holding a book. So anyway, that is them. Okay, so for the 21st, because it was The Legend of Zelda's 38th birthday, I did another Zelda ship. This time, Link and Irene from A Link Between Worlds. Now, while there are other Zelda couples I probably like more, like Link and Marin from Link's Awakening or Link and Midna from Twilight Princess, nobody draws these two anymore. And which is a real shame because they're just adorable together. Like, Irene's definitely a big tsundere, and I can just imagine Link, who I had canon to be really sweet, to just kind of basically soft boy tsundere vibes, where he's just like really sweet and genuine, and it makes her open up. And their dynamic is just really cute in A Link Between Worlds, and it's a shame nobody talks about these two together. Okay. Oh boy. For a lot of reasons. Other than drawing Aragorn and my best friend, this is technically the only other real life ship. I'm saying real life in quotes, but not really, because, well, Ironmouse is a real person. Her character, her demon character, is not a real person. So I felt like it was safe to draw this, even though I already drew my best friend, who's also a real person. But anyway, so I decided to do Ironmouse and Booby from the Ironmouse lore, and I'm not sure if they're canon or not, but I remember him calling Ironmouse like my sweet, my dear, honey, or whatever. Like, so I think he called her my love in one of the lore videos. I'm not sure. I just wanted to draw them together and wanted to draw Ironmouse. But, okay. I love Ironmouse. I really do. I am never drawing this model again. This was such a nightmare to draw, like trying to figure out all the ruffles and all the little details. I could have chosen any Ironmouse model, and I went with the most complicated one. I don't know why I did that, and what's even worse is that I wanted to draw her wings, but as you can tell, they're kind of blocked off from everything else. Why did I do this to myself? So yeah, even though it turned out fine, I definitely got slightly better at drawing from the side. Just, this was a nightmare to actually accomplish. Finally some simple stuff. I'm really glad that the designs for Nightmare Before Christmas are iconic, but they're simple. So for day 23, I did Jack and Sally, and I decided to draw them in the scene from Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, where they get married. It's in the very beginning, and I haven't finished the book, but it's described that Sally has like a flower behind her left ear, and it meant good luck, and that her dress was black and very simple. So I decided, so while they are getting married, Sally's not wearing anything fancy, and Jack's just wearing his regular clothes. But these two are really cute. And even though they didn't have a lot of screen time together in The Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm glad that they got together, and I need to finish Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, because I'm sure they're even better in that book. Okay. For day 24, another couple, Mario and Peach. I'm gonna be honest, in the games, I think they were fine. They're just, yeah, sure, we'll ship the main guy with the main girl. What I really liked was their relationship in the movie, because although the movie really needed more character moments, we got a lot of good ones with Mario and Peach, and I just thought their chemistry was really sweet. And my boy saved his princess multiple times. He deserves that cake, which is why I drew them eating cake together. And even though Nintendo can make complicated designs for stuff like Fire Emblem or Legend of Zelda, I'm really glad they don't for Mario, because these are really fun to draw, and they're just really simple, which I liked. Okay, this one kind of surprised me in like how well it was received, but for day 25, I drew Rin and Oliver. Like I mentioned before, I was kind of shocked by how well this was received, because in the past I have not really been attacked, but been questioned onto why I ship these two together, because there's an age gap of 2 years, which it's the same for Lin and Miku. I don't get why this was the ship that people were questioning. Rin and Oliver was the first Vocaloid ship I ever shipped. That's fun to say. I was thinking of doing Teto and Pico, but I had made a part of a gacha music video for them, so I decided to go with these two who I haven't drawn in years. And as you can tell, it's very Renaissance themed, and it's based off of Scarborough Fair, because Steam Pianist, who makes very beautiful music, like checking all their creepy stuff aside, their music is absolutely beautiful, and they really know how to use Oliver really well. And whenever they released their cover of Scarborough Affair, I just kept playing the replay button because, like, the instrumentals and Oliver's vocals are just lovely. And so I decided to draw his outfit from that cover and just gave Rin a Renaissance or middle-aged, whatever, inspired dress. And so, yeah. There's Rin and Oliver from Vocaloid. Okay, so for day 26, I did Rayla and Callum from Dragon Prince. Now, I need to rewatch Dragon Prince because it's been a hot minute, but I decided to do their season 1 outfits just because I wanted to do long hair Rayla. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't know what the heck to draw them doing, so I just Googled random stuff to draw couples doing, and I found something very cute by @drawcute. I found a video of just a couple just sitting and like drinking and reading a book, and so I decided, hey, I'll just draw that. Except I did change some stuff. I will leave a link to their video also in the description. I wanted to have them interlink arms, which is different from the original format, and I decided to draw Callum drawing something like he normally does. And in the original video, the person on the right is drinking from a comically large straw, so I had to keep that. However, they only took up about half the page, so I just chucked bait onto the bottom of the page because why not? So yeah, this one turned out alright. Nothing really else to comment on. See? Told you that wasn't the only me using Digital Circus ship. So maybe it's just because I read a lot of fan fiction, but I really like shipping the characters from the Amazing Digital Circus together because, like, the possibilities are endless. We only got a pilot. We can work with this. But there's a lot of possibilities we can go with, and I just think Jax and Ragatha would have like a lot of Donald and Daisy vibes, but like they would get sweeter as they actually become a couple. Like Jax bullies Ragatha right now, but like once they realize they have feelings for each other, Jax would bully everyone else, but like not her. Instead, he'd be really flirty towards her, and I just think it'd be really cute. And I decided to, similar to Pomni and Kane, draw them in nice clothing. I just gave Ragatha a simple dress, and for Jax, I just added some sleeves and a bow tie to his overalls. But yeah, Jax and Ragatha from Digital Circus. Oh yeah, Animal Crossing. Okay. So for day 28, we got our second Animal Crossing ship, and it is Isabelle and KK Slider. But yeah, Isabelle said in New Leaf that she thought KK Slider was like really dreamy, and so ever since then I have totally shipped these two together. And I decided to draw Isabelle in her bubblegum KK outfit. That's what I'm gonna call it, where that one clip of her singing bubblegum KK and just KK just watching from the side thinking she's cute, which normally I feel like Isabelle would be the one who would get like blushy and just be like, "Aw." So I decided to switch it around and make KK the one that would get slightly flustered and think the other would be cute. So yeah, it's just KK watching your scene, and that's for day 28. And for day 29, I decided to draw Bennett and Fischl. There was really no other choice with this one. I don't remember when I started shipping Bennett and Fischl together, but Beneficial is my second favorite Genshin Impact ship. Genshin Impact fans, never change with your shipping names. Y'all are amazing. Because the 29th was Bennett's birthday, poor boy, he finally got his birthday after 3 years. Let's go. And because of that, I knew there was no other choice for February 29th. And I think they were kind of the reason I wanted to do this challenge in the first place, just because I knew Bennett's birthday was this year. I think they're cute together because, like, she's, like, over dramatic and, like, princessy, and he's just, like, a good boy, a good, wholesome boy who, like, gets rough and adventurous. Also, I tried to upload a speed draw of this, but I couldn't because my video editor cannot take 8 gigabytes of video footage. It's gonna have a hard time doing this one then. So, yeah. Okay. So those were my drawings for Shipbruary, but we're not done yet because I want to show off just a quick sketch. I will finish this later, but I thought I'd show you guys for funsies. This has nothing to do with Shipbruary, obviously, because it's just one character, but I've been reading a lot of Undertale Yellow fanfiction, and whenever I do, I always imagine Martlet having longer hair than she actually does. So I decided to express that sentiment through my artwork. And I don't think it's because of Zenith Martlet, because I looked at a reference picture and, like, the bangs look slightly different. So, like, I imagine her just having her regular bangs and, like, just longer hair. And it's not even as long as her Zenith form. I'm going to add more doodles to this page. I may color it in, I don't know. But I'm just gonna leave the sketchbook open to long-haired Martlet to end this video off. So, those were my drawings for Shipbruary, and just a random sketch I did of long-haired Martlet. This challenge was fun. I did try and do something similar a few years back, but I ran into the problem of I didn't have enough ships. However, I have joined a multitude of fandoms, and I realized real fast that I actually had to cut some ships out and some fandoms out. Like, there is a total absence of Harry Potter ships, which is funny because I like Harry Potter way more than the Hunger Games. And there's a ton of cute romances in that. Like, notably, Harry and Ginny are freaking adorable in Half-Blood Prince. The book, not the movie. But, yeah, there is no Harry and Ginny. I was thinking of doing Starlo and Kaneko, but by the time I realized they were kind of a thing, not really, I had already drawn 2 Undertale Yellow ships, so I just decided against it. And there was quite a few Genshin and Vocaloid ships I wanted to draw. And of course, Zelda, there's a ton of other Zelda ships I like. But there was only 29 days to work with, so I had to limit myself. And also, there's a ton of fandoms where I just don't ship anything, like Kirby or Doki Doki Literature Club or Shantae. I just don't really ship anything in any of those fandoms. So, even though I'm in more fandoms than are in this video, I had to cut some out for rather I don't ship anything, or there's just not enough spaces and I just don't feel passionately enough about any of the ships. So yeah. The next big video will be the fan art contest announcement, and the reason I'm doing this first is because all of this happened in February, so I just feel like it makes sense that I do this before the fan art announcement. But in my next big video, I will announce the winners. And also the other reason I'm doing this first is because y'all are 2 freaking good artists. It is incredibly hard to pick who's gonna win. I got a top 2 down, but like, I can't decide who's actually going to win, and I'm having a really hard time deciding on who's gonna get in 3rd. So, can y'all stop being so good at art? That should come out sometime this month, so look forward to that. And I don't really know how to end this video, so bye.